year has passed since my last video that was in Phoenix, Arizona, the last AAE. And if you remember in that video, we all said, let's get back to normal. Okay, so now I'm back in Chicago for 2023 AAE meeting, and let's see if we did follow our own advice. Some of the obligations of being here at the AAE every year is to attend this Materials and Instruments Committee meeting, which is the committee that sets the standards for all the instruments and materials used in endo and dentistry as a whole. So let's go to the ADA building. Thank you so much. Get ready for the little committee action. Instruments and Materials Committee room here. This is where all the standards for the instruments and materials in the Dental Association are made and decided, pretty much like the ISO standards. The ADA building. Oh wow, what a wonderful, huge building. All right, done now after a good 5 hours of deliberations talking at these committees. I am starving now, so maybe it's a perfect opportunity to get some lunch. One of the advantages of having lived in Chicago, having gone to school here over the early 90s, I must say, but having lived here in Chicago is the fact that I know a few different restaurants. And of course, just stepping up from Chicago in the ADA building right here, just about a block away, is Giordano's Pizza, my favorite pizza in all of Chicago. This is the kind of pizza you have to eat with a fork. My goal is to have one of these pizzas every time I come here to Chicago. It's gonna be on camera. How have you been? Good. Let's get back to normal, right?
Yeah.
Are we getting back to normal, you think?
Yes, it's crowded here. Super busy to see. I'm super happy.
It's wonderful. Look who's here. We got Dr. Trope and Dr. Rikuchi are on. We're doing well. From NYU, we have one of the great residents there. How are things at NYU?
It's great.
Alex, how's Aspen doing?
Aspen Endo is doing pretty great. Glad to be at the AAE, for sure.
Good to see you, man.
You too. I love what you're doing. Love your Wednesday surgery talks. Love the videography, and honestly,
Hey,
just
man.
your
Thank
contributions are amazing.
You kill the bacteria. You know, like yourself, you will have new procedure, new training.
Lots of technology, new stuff here. You're an experienced practitioner, over 30 years of practice. Tell me, what do you think the past 30 years have really transformed endo?
Well, I think, CBCT for sure. You see a lot more in your studies. Obviously the microscope and ultrasonics.
I have one patient that make me thinking about how can I save her tooth, and I started doing more research about it, and all the papers that I was reading lead me through endo. That was the way that I could have saved her tooth. That was the whole path that made me interested in endo.
That was the whole thing for me when I was a dental student. This is like 1973, and I did 3 root canals on my mother. I did all 3 teeth one step in the dental clinic as an undergraduate dental student. So as soon as the rubber dam apparatus came on, I was sitting there thinking like, this is way cool. I'm saving these teeth, and she lived until she was 94, and she had all 3 teeth.
That's amazing.
While the IVAC is promoting the vibration and
the virtue of the MB2 file is that it's only 17 millimeters in length.
Let's cut down to the chase. What are the important factors in endodontic outcomes to decide what's going to work and what's not going to work?
I'm going to talk about the preoperative, intraoperative, and postoperative factor. But the essence of my talk is that the preoperative bacterial load, I'm going to talk about how much it will affect the outcome at the end. Because everybody's talking about the bacterial presence or absence at the time of root filling that has a negative effect at the outcome, but I'm talking actually at the initial, about the initial shock.
Yeah, so far so good, yeah.
Coming to Harvard in a week or two, right? Couple of weeks. Dr. Nimzik, my teacher and excellent surgeon.
For that.
Oh, come on. Taught me all surgery. We are all looking forward to your presentation and debate against Dr. Rikuchi coming up tomorrow. Are you ready for this?
I think there'll be a little bit of drama.
Enjoying the meeting?
In a way, yeah.
what AAE or meeting is complete with our good friend, Dr. Camilleri. Suzette, how you doing?
I'm doing fine, excellent meeting, really nice presentation, and always happy to see you.
It's always good to see you. Annika, thank you so much for your service in the Navy endodontic program. Do you recommend there's a lot of people?
Go for it. It's the best decision I've ever made.
Here with Dr. Brooke Lisher, author of Endodontic Review. Everybody loves that book. The new version coming out.
The new version's out,
Which
edition
one?
2,
Edition
and it's
2.
no longer orange, it's blue.
That's terrific, but the content is updated a lot more than the cover.
Content is updated.
Are you judging?
I'm only judging the amount of fun.
Right, yeah. This is the funnest place to be at right now.
It's pretty chill here. It's definitely easier than being inside or trying to get inside an upper first bicuspid calcified through a crown on a 97-year-old patient. So we'll take the AAE anytime, right?
We recruit patients and we do it in 4 visits.
Now this is Bruno Azevedo, which means he's going to use X-ray vision three-dimensionally to see this. Alumni dinner time. Annie, go ahead. Here we go, we're going up there. That's where we're going.
The restaurant Chicago looks up to you.
It's gonna be a good night.
Yes.
Oh, there he is. Oh, look at this guy. Yeah, the cameraman never stops. Gotcha, Sarah.
Try to see them at the HDA, the Harvard Dental. Thank you so very much.
The best days of Leticia are really ahead. What do you have to say about the status of Endo now?
Well, I think as educator, our job is plant the seeds. We believe in our students and we trust their dreams. As a director of predoctoral endodontics, actually in the past 20 years, we had 142 students from our predoctoral program become endodontics. So I'm very proud of them and I'm very proud of my job.
2, 3, The AAE is over, but before I leave, I want to share with you some thoughts with you. Last year's AAE video was cathartic. It made me think about our endodontic community and its awakening from the long slumber of the pandemic. 2 years of COVID had taken their toll, and like a spring flower, we finally bloomed this spring. Today, I'm happy to report that this year's attendance was twice of the Phoenix AAE last year. And boy, I tell you, if you put a bunch of endodontists and booze in one room, you're certainly going to have a wild after party. AAE is when we get a chance to reconnect our school ties. The alumni dinners are one of my favorite times during the meeting, as it provides a chance to connect with our old classmates, our instructors, our students, and friends, and reestablish and reinforce some of those bonds that we formed during educational experience, creating this, what I call, educational family. The lectures and the exhibits this year were really, really great. My favorite talk was a debate between Drs. Ricucci and Buchanan on the importance of patency. That whole thing reminded me of my own debate a few years back at the Montreal AAE that I had a debate with Dr. Camilleri on the topic of the single cone technique.
Hey, of course.
After the lectures, we finally unmasked the anonymous face behind the Instagram's Endo meme account. Unveiled, finally unmasked.
The face behind the page.
The annual AAE meeting is also a time that I get a chance to meet some of the leaders in the industry. So I got a chance to sit down with Dr. Koch and get her impressions on the meeting as well as her opinion about this debate on patency. I connected or reconnected with many of you, experts in the field, residents, dental students, or even dentists interested in pursuing a career in endodontics. And let me just say, I'm so proud of you and I'm so excited about the future of endodontics as a whole based on my impression of you and what you can do for this profession.
See you in LA.
See you in LA. See you in LA.
See you in LA.
See you in LA.
Nos vemos en Los Ángeles.
Ci vediamo a Los Angeles.
See you in LA.
See you in LA. Absolutely.
Chicago was wonderful, and I had a really good time during the meeting this year. And I got a chance to meet many of the past graduates and many of you guys. There was no shortage of education and innovation and partisan gathering. And until next year, in Chicago or here, heading back to Boston, I'm Ali Nassim, and let's save some teeth.